I wasn't planning on posting another video before January, but where's the fun in that? Hi and welcome to Last Watch for an unveiling of my Christmas gift. I will no doubt do a full review of this particular piece at some point in the future, but at best this will be an introduction, first impressions and an explanation. Before I get started, be sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. Now back to the Prezi. Removing this white cardboard sleeve reveals a very familiar long black cardboard box, branded with the Timex logo. Within the box we have a faux leather case, which has become quite synonymous with high-tier Timex watches. If you're in any doubt, then it would be fair to say that the watch inside is guaranteed to be a Timex, and indeed it is. Here we have the Timex Marlin Automatic X Peanuts featuring Snoopy the Flying Ace. Reference TW2 R94 800 7U. Personally, I've been calling this the Snoopy Marlin for more than a year, and that's how long I've been waiting to get my hands on it. Taking this watch out the box, it's quite striking how weightless it is. It barely feels like I have anything in my hand. Let's get the plastic off the case and discuss it further. Luckily, Timex add a splash of colour to the plastic on the back, which gives you a wee hint as to where you can start unwrapping. And here we have the Marlin in all its naked glory. I don't want to go into too much detail, I can save that for a full review at a later date, but essentially we have a classic dress watch with a champagne dial, applied hour indices, baton hands and a stick seconds hand. The Timex name sits just under the 12 o'clock position, but standing pride of place at the 6 o'clock position we have the Snoopy character from the Peanuts cartoon series, albeit in the guise of the Flying Ace. This watch goes under many names, all bound to the Snoopy illustration. The Snoopy Marlin, the Timex Snoopy, the Flying Ace. You can be forgiven for using any of those and many more iterations as well. This is the fourth Timex in my collection. Why would I choose to add another? You might think it's because it's a reissue of the Timex Marlin and an automatic. You can pick yourself up off the floor. Yes, Timex do automatics. So if you're fed up of a second hand that misses the markers, then this could be your answer, but that's not why I persevered in getting my hands on this one. My wife had initially hoped to get me this watch for last Christmas, but they were sold out. Now I'm quite lucky, I guess, because although my wife and my daughter think my watch addiction is a little bit weird, they both support it. Probably because they know I'm a little bit weird. Well, maybe more than a little bit. Also, my wife doesn't mind me spending money on watches. Really, she doesn't. Quite the contrary, she's the one that's been telling me to treat myself to a luxury piece. Constantly telling me that I can't take my money with me and to enjoy it while I can. Turns out I'm the one that's holding back. My wife has spent the last year asking me about the availability of the Snoopy, and me as the ever hopeful optimist, I've been telling her just to wait, as I was sure it would be released before Christmas. Though lately I was beginning to have my doubts. Then I was contacted by Mr. T, my inside man at Timex, who had a wealth of information about various watch releases, and he guaranteed the Snoopy release before Christmas. And he was bang on the money, as it was released with barely a few weeks to spare. So why is this watch so important to me and my other half? Well, it's for purely sentimental reasons, and that illustration on the dial. I have always been a dog person. There has always been a dog in my household, but many years ago my young daughter decided she wanted a cat. I point blank refused to have one in the house, but my spoilt little princess always gets her way, and we ended up getting a kitten. The first time I laid eyes on that fluff ball, my heart pretty much melted, and much to my surprise, I realised I'm also a cat person. To be honest, I'm an animal person, a bit of a Dr. Dolittle. Now this cat was pretty much all white with a few black markings, not unlike the Peanut Snoopy. So guess what? Even though she was a female cat, we called her Snoopy. Snoopy, as it turns out, became my cat. She followed me round the house and constantly required my company. If she was here now, then you wouldn't be able to see this watch, because she'd be on the desk in front of me, requiring all of my attention. I now have a house full of cats, 4 to be precise, and 1 dog. They all have different characters and different favourite humans that they like to pester. Snoopy was the first, and the lady of the house that ruled them all. Sadly, a few years ago she got very ill, and I took her to 2 different vets before realising that the kindest thing to do was to let her go. That was a terribly hard decision to make. We said our farewells with her in her favourite spot at home, surrounded by the whole family. She is very much missed. Looking at this dial is a reminder of a beautiful pet and friend and brings back many fond memories. You can understand why my wife was adamant that I would own this watch, but also why she wanted to get it for me as a gift. I will treasure this watch. It won't be a daily wear, but it will play a part in family events for many years to come. As I want to keep this video brief, I will finish by asking a simple question. Do you own a watch that you consider priceless because of the memories wrapped around it? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Come the bells on New Year's Eve, we will all no doubt be toasting with friends, celebrating all we have and the hopes we have for our future. Inevitably, we will remember those that are no longer with us and give thanks for the joy and the tears that they brought into our lives. I will raise a glass now and wish you all the best for 2020 and promise my next video will be business as usual and totally watch related. Cheers.